Things regarding Aaliyah just keep hitting the fan.
The whole video is black and white. I love black and white videos.
In today's video, I got some crazy information for y'all, and y'all are not gonna believe just as much as I can believe. So today, August 29, 2022, I was scrolling Instagram, and lo and behold, I come across this reel on Instagram where this guy is saying that Barry Hankerson was paid $90 million for Aaliyah's death. Without further more to say, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your bell post notifications so that you'll be notified every time I drop a video. Definitely subscribe and definitely like all of these videos. Anyways, let's get into this. We're just gonna react to the video and then we're gonna go on from there. I'm gonna give my opinion about the whole situation. So this is some crazy stuff. I can't believe that this is just rolling out. Like, I already knew stuff was gonna start hitting the fan with Aaliyah, and it is. A lot of people are coming out with these huge accusations, and it's just really crazy. So anyways, let's just watch the reel that was posted.
When Aaliyah dies, I was with Barry when Aaliyah died for a wrongful death. He got paid $90 million for her death. Am I supposed to say that on TV? For $90 million for her death.
Was that just for his rights or whatever he owned?
What she would have been able to make if she hadn't have died.
Oh, okay. There was a lot of lawsuits.
I guess. Okay. But that was the settlement. I wasn't in. I was there when we went over to the. He got $90 million. He wouldn't stayed at the L'Hermitage Hotel. We ate good. in deep mourning, right?
That is wild. Don't mind the junk behind me, but this is really crazy. Now, if you listen to carefully what he is saying in this video, he says that Barry Hankerson got paid $90 million for Aaliyah's death. He claims that he was with Barry Hankerson around the time Aaliyah passed away. Now, I don't know how true this is, but if it is, I would not be surprised because Barry Hankerson did not act like he cared when Aaliyah died. Like, if you watch the interviews from back then, he shows no emotion. And I also want to say that he wasn't even at her funeral. I see no pictures of him with the family. And it was a lot of people that weren't there, but we're just going to name him. He was not at the funeral either, and I always thought that was weird because I'm like, well, you pretended that you loved your niece. You started this whole record label for her and was doing all these things for her, yet you didn't show up to her funeral. You're her uncle, her mother's brother. Why weren't you there? You would think he would have attended. That was just a red flag right there. So I would not be surprised if what this man is saying is true. And he was like, can I say this on TV?
Am I supposed to say that on TV?
It's just really crazy. I wonder why or what made him want to come out and say this. And I'm also gonna go see if there's more to this video. I highly doubt it, or they would have put more to it. Also, I guess for a wrongful death, he got paid $9 million, and that $90 million would have been what Aaliyah would have been able to make hadn't she died. She would have been worth $90 million, you guys. $90 million. Wow. And it just really makes sense because, like I said, I feel like Aaliyah was leaving a lot of people behind, including her uncle, and it makes sense why he would want her gone because she was becoming very expensive. And if she would have left him, he would have fell flat on the ground, and the contract was almost up with Aaliyah. So it would make sense, and you would think that her uncle would send her a plane and make sure she was cool, but no. I always questioned the uncle, and I kind of figured, like I said, I've been telling you guys, I felt like he was number one when it came to her death because it's just things that don't add up with him. Then he goes and tries to blame it on the mother, and put all this negative attention on the mother so they can forget about him. And let's not forget to mention that he signed a $1.5 million deal with Empire. And I just find this really weird. And then you're going up against your sister knowing that she should have the rights to her daughter's music. But I always knew that it was something wrong with that when I first heard that they were battling in court for her music and for her name and everything she did. He won the music, and that's why the estate, the family, made it a point to say that they do not support Barry Hankerson. Barry Hankerson is very crooked. I used to always try to pin it on the parents and say, oh, maybe they killed Aaliyah and they wanted her money too, and that's why they were doing interviews after she died. They wanted attention and stuff. But no, it was all by the uncle. I'm pretty sure with that $9 million that he got, he gave a lot of people hush money. Fatima, Derek Lee, Hype Williams, anybody else, probably Kidada, to keep her mouth shut. She probably knew what was going on, just to orchestrate everything. Nothing added up, and her uncle is a very disgusting person. Like, 90 million, and of course he's not just gonna say that, oh yeah, after she died I received 90 million, you know, after she died, because then it would really be clear. It was clear from day one. I knew, I just couldn't put my finger on what it was, but now I am 100% sure that Barry Hankerson did it. I knew it had to be something, and he's still selfish even to this day. Like, and I feel like her parents are selfish as well, but mainly her uncle. You mean to tell me you backstab your sister, you win her music and start releasing her music on your YouTube channel, then you start making merch, you sign a $1.5 million business with Empire, and then you go on an interview and you dog your sister out saying that she knew about Aaliyah and R. Kelly but did nothing about it. I knew something was not right. How are you gonna throw your sister under the bus? He had to know something. He was Aaliyah's head honcho, basically. He is what got everything started for Aaliyah. He would know about everything. I'm pretty sure he's the one who got her that tour with R. Kelly. They said that her uncle introduced R. Kelly to Aaliyah, so he knew good and well what was going on within everything, but he still tried to pin it on the sister. And now you have this man talking about he received $9 million, a price Aaliyah would have been worthy of making if she didn't die. And it's just really crazy. She really has snakes around her everywhere, including her own family. The guy also went on to say that after he received the $90 million, him and Barry Hankerson rented a luxurious hotel, basically. I forgot the name of what he said. And the man, while saying all of this, was laughing and taking it as a joke. And I felt like he was being rude.
You know, he got $90 million. He wouldn't stay at the L'Hermitage Hotel. We ate good. in deep mourning, right?
And he said that they got a hotel and they were eating good in this hotel and they were deeply mourning. But he was laughing while saying all of this.
Eat good. Eat mourning, right?
And I'm just like, you're trying to throw Barry Hankerson under the bus, but you're no better because you were with him and now you wait 20 plus years to try and tell us that Barry Hankerson was paid $90 million after Aaliyah's death? Really? And of course the money is going to go to Barry Hankerson because he founded the record label. Everything was in his name. Aaliyah's music was in his name. I'm pretty sure her name was tied to him. And also, once again, once I heard that they were in court battling each other, Diane against her own brother, Barry Hankerson, I'm just like, the parents know something. They don't want Barry Hankerson with her things for a reason. And now I finally understand. I see what Diane and them have been doing. The industry is cold. So I'm pretty sure that's why it's hard for them to post things about Aaliyah, like a biopic and documentaries, photos. The internet, the media, the industry is what got her killed, along with her uncle, her crooked uncle. And after that, it was just, he ended it with laughter. It was just very disrespectful. Like, you're thinking it's funny that you guys set on this $90 million after someone died. I would not be able to even dare to think about that money. And if I was granted $90 million over someone's death, best believe it's gonna go into an organization for that person who passed away, because it's just sick what he was saying. We rented a hotel and we were in there eating good and deeply mourning, like. And you know what? That's why it was easy to kill her, because she had faith in her uncle. She trusted her uncle, and she probably didn't think that he would do that to her. And that's why she got caught up, and that's why she got killed. A lot of people, I keep seeing comments where people are saying she was dumb and that she actually wasn't smart and that's why she got killed. But think about it. If you're signed to your family and dealing with them in this business, and you put your trust into them, your 7 years of hard work into this family member, do you really think they would try to hurt you? You would be blind as a bat. I know I would. I can't even say I wouldn't be, because you know, it was just hard. You think all these other people did it, you know, Damon, her parents, Fatima, and Derek Lee, I believe that's the one. And you think all these people had something to do with it, and you don't look at the main person that orchestrated everything, who got everything started for Aaliyah. And it turns out it's him. It's like a Lifetime movie. You're like, oh, she probably doing that. And then you figure out it's one of the parents. It's kind of like that. And we were blind. I mean, I always seen Barry Henderson as a suspect. I always had a feeling he had something to do with her death, but I never understood why. And then people started telling me that her contract was allegedly finna be over with him, and that she was going to be free of the record label he had started for her. And I'm just like, well, that kind of explains the situation and explains why it was so easy to kill her. And remember when I told you guys that it had to be somebody within her family to know that her parents were going to be busy, her brother was going to be busy? Now, I kind of thought it was Kidada, because Kidada was Aaliyah's best friend. She babysitted Aaliyah. Aaliyah, you know, was with her, and they were like yin yang. You know, I thought that it was Kidada because of how close she was. Then I started to think maybe it was Fatima. You know, they said that Aaliyah would stay nights at Fatima's house, so that's why I thought it was Fatima. Then you look at Missy and Tim, they weren't talking to Aaliyah, and I'm just like, well, maybe they had something to do with it. Maybe they were angry at her, and that's why they weren't there for her. They weren't talking to her. I just thought all these people, you know, did it. And I still think they had something to do with it, or if not, they knew about it, because no one wanted to be with her in those last days. She tried to get people to come, and they would not come. And I was like, wait, I don't think a random person or someone that she called a friend did this to her, because they wouldn't know that much about her life like a family member. It's funny. I'm like, well, maybe her parents had something to do with it. They would know. Maybe they tried to say that they were busy, but in reality they just didn't want to get in the way or be killed along with her. But they were a tight-knit family. Like, I think that was sincere. That was one of the sincere things about the Haughtons. It was said that the Haughtons were waiting on Aaliyah to come back from the Bahamas in her apartment, and they said that Damon Dash was waiting with them as well. I don't know how true that part is. I feel like that is true. Why would they want to kill Aaliyah? And then her mom looked so empty on her funeral day. And I'm just like, I don't think there's no way in this world someone can act that good, you know? And her brother even looked distraught. Her father, I mean, let's not talk about him on that day in those pictures. He looked the most broken. And the mother, which made me think that maybe they didn't have anything to do with it. And then I noticed, I'm like, well, wait, Barry Henderson isn't there, her uncle. Where is he? Kidada, her best friend, wasn't there. Where was she? It was said that Aaliyah asked Kidada to go with her, but she turned it down. So, you know, it's not really adding up. Now you have this man saying this stuff about Barry Hankerson. Barry Hankerson is very much a snake, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's why Aaliyah put that in We Need a Resolution, because she was surrounded by snakes. We just have to figure out who the rest of them are. We know that Hype is one. For sure. He stole her plane, which is so crazy. I can't even believe Damon said that on camera. Like, I feel like that would be something that would put his life at risk. But he said that Hype took her plane and that Lenny Kravitz sent her plane, which also, why didn't Lenny Kravitz say anything? You know, it's been 20 plus years, and you mean to tell me he's still silent on this stuff? Why did it have to come from her boyfriend, you know? And I also thought Damon had something to do with it, because he didn't go to the Bahamas with her either. And I'm just like, I feel like these people knew. They just didn't want to get in the way. And Damon Dash was conceited. He was a CEO. So what would Aaliyah dying be to him? What would it be? He would still be who he is, although it was quickly taken from him. It was probably for a good reason. But he supposedly has something to do with his kids, so someone had to be close enough to her to know everyone would be occupied. Even her brother was gone in Australia hanging out with his friends. So I'm just like, yeah, someone had to be close to know that Diane and Michael would be somewhere else. Who would be that close? And who would have a good reason to want to kill her? Barry Hankerson. Barry Hankerson. This is really wild. I mean, things just keep hitting the fan, and it's wowing me every single time. I mean, it's just so much tea. Like, I don't even drink tea, but at this point, I'm starting to become a fan of tea. This is just mind-blowing. It's been 20-something years, and these stories are just being released throughout the years. I would really like to know why that man came out to say that. It's probably because he's no longer getting funded off of that and from Barry. People get angry after their money stops coming in, and then they want to expose. That's how the industry works. So yeah, that is just really insane. I feel so bad for Aaliyah. She was killed over some money. Like, he could have made 90 million off of anything, you know, just from having a business or getting new artists. He could have got anyone. He had other people, Timbaland, Missy. They were pretty good. They were pulling in money. And I know that Aaliyah was his biggest star, but that was your niece at the end of the day. That was your flesh and blood, your sister's daughter. Like, you didn't think of your sister's feelings when you decided to kill Aaliyah. And I'm gonna say he did it because people tend to kill their family members when it comes to wills and life insurance, money, whatever. She was gonna be worth 90 million. She was gonna be receiving from here on out 90 million. So with her dead, all of that is gonna just go to her uncle, because he was the one who started her music career for her. Like, he won the rights to her music, so he was gonna get 90 million. If anyone wants to use her work, guess where the money's gonna go? He set this up to a T. He is very sick, and he does not need to be in control of her music anymore. He also has merch. I think I already mentioned that, but he has merch that you can go buy, and it's like Aaliyah merch. Of course, it says like 1 in a million. Sorry if this filter is making me look weird, but this man is disgusting. He's disturbing, and that's why I say I don't want to order anything. You don't know who played a role in her death and who was really for her, and I'm just scared to support anyone that was actually around her. And now this information really makes me 100% dislike Barry Hankerson. And I wonder how other people feel now that they're gonna see this, and if they're gonna continue to support him or just brush it off and continue to support him. I would really like to know. I have a feeling that a lot of people are gonna be like, well, she's dead, it doesn't matter now, it's 20 plus years later, what can we do about it? Just be ugly about it. I would never support the uncle. I do have an Aaliyah album, but I did not buy it. My sister surprised me with it. It did not come from out of my pocket. Never. Although I was thinking about ordering like the little sports bra. It was white and it said 1 in a million, but it's from her uncle. He had me fooled when he came out and dissed his sister. You know, I was like, you know what, they bull crappers, they won't put out nothing anyways. I'm just gonna support him. He doing the most. But in reality, he's making profit off of something he shouldn't, which is his niece. I don't want to jinx it or anything, because I don't wish death even on my worst enemy. But when he passes away, he's not going to heaven. And we all know where he's gonna go, which is down. He ain't going to heaven. Aaliyah knows this. It's just really sad. She did not deserve to go out like that over money that could have been made many ways. But you guys let me know what you think, because things just keep popping up about Aaliyah, whether if it's about relationships, her death, her parents, her uncle. It just keeps hitting the fan. So you guys let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like, oh my god, I can't believe this. I will see you guys in my next video. I feel for Aaliyah so bad, and her parents. No one should have to bury their child. But I'll see you guys in my next video. Stay crazy.
Do you remember that one night when we fell in love? And what we had felt so right, 'cause we had trust. Now we're drowning in our lives. I know we're broken up. You know the feelings deep inside. So what's you, what we've been through?